All right. Welcome to Vets Talk Shop.
Wel-
I'm Troll.
Welcome, welcome.
Today we have Father Time, Greg. Sorry we missed you on Monday. As you can see, I've been kind of doing some stuff and the room was a wreck and there was no way I was going to try to dig that computer out and let y'all see that. And Greg's birthday was Monday. So happy birthday. He's turned 275 years old today. So, or Monday. Congratulations. But no, Paul is supposed to be joining us, and I don't think he knows what he's doing, but that's okay. I'm not in no rush at all. Trying to get a chat up.
One day.
I put the chat in the link in the Facebook group, guys. So if y'all want to talk to us, you're more than welcome. I can see it up here now. Been a pretty rough week, you know. Monday was kind of crazy. Tuesday just kind of blah. And it's Wednesday. It's hump day. Supposed to be excited for the rest of the weekend. Yay! Because I don't know what I'm doing. But, my wife will probably tell me, hey, get Greg to come over and y'all order pizza and hang out. That probably
Maybe.
sounds 99% true. And I think I hear in the background saying, yeah, but, whatever. Anyways, she'll figure it out. I know her and the girls are supposed to go out, I think. But it's all right. How's your week going, Greg? I know Monday you said it was pretty crazy.
Crazy at work. We've been short now. So in a call center, the people, when you take 4 of them out of the mix,
Yeah, I
get
just
by.
heard 4 out of the mix. You're kind of in and out every other word, buddy.
I said they took out of the 10 people in our department. They can't get nobody to come start work today. He lasted 4 hours and quit.
Wow.
I mean, hey, who does and be cussed out on the phone? It's awesome.
I understand. I understand. Well, I used to work at
I told
corrections,
I told you on Friday I got I was called a uh, Canadian Chinese. So that made for a great Friday.
Yeah. Well, glad you're doing all right. Besides that, I mean, mental state's pretty good, healthy, not ready
Yeah.
to blow up and hurt something or somebody. Speaking of that, the new numbers are out for 2023. Yay! That's lovely. The veteran suicide. Um, but I was looking at the rates at 2001 to 2020, and they just continuously climb. I mean, from 2001, it was like 81 a day to like 127 and 2018, I think it was. Uh, that was veterans a day, but they say it was 22 veterans a day, but it was a 40 people increase from 2018 or 2001 to 2018, 17 years. And it wasn't like just 40. I mean, it just escalated from 2001 to 2018. It just kind of grew. And I was sitting there thinking about it. I was like, why is suicide growing like that rate? Apparently 2019, they actually had a drop in all. And I don't know if that's where we had the COVID issues and everything was starting to be all right, and then all of a sudden COVID came and everybody's like, "Oh my God, we're gonna die," whatever. And we had to mask up and stay inside for you know 2 or 3 months, whatever it was. And I know we went fishing, whatever. We didn't stay home. I know. Man,
Get my
speaking of which,
terms old fashioned way.
yeah. But the funny thing is, guys, if it's not a fishing trip with Greg Manziel until he falls. and then he's got to lose sweet tea, and you still got to hear about it to this day. Why he won't go fishing with you? And get no sweet tea. Not gonna lie, the damn Whataburger sweet tea was good this morning with at breakfast though. I'm not even gonna lie, that was some good sweet tea. But anyways, I mean, I don't know how many times I've been with Greg that he's fell down creek banks or just walking along the walkway. He just falls. It could be a concrete path. He'll fall. Just the way it is.
Bounce.
Then he bounces or falls. But anyways, back to the suicide thing. We were 2001 to 2020. It is ridiculously increased. And then, well, 19 it started declining, 20, it's kind of stabilized back out. It's up and down every couple of years. And do you think, it's increased especially in the 18 to 45-year-old male range from 2001. And this has been 23. So you got 23 years of this, and we've been in Afghanistan since 2001. And I know the increase has to do a lot with the younger vets, but why? I mean, is PTSD more common? Are we seeing more casualties than what Vietnam saw? Are we It's a different war, it's a different society, you know?
Well, the the other day, problems that vets have. They come home and they get out of the military. They don't see their buddies every day. You know, buddies, buddies that months, years trying to keep each other. If they got a better bond than most family members. They don't. All of a sudden,
Greg, 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 Greg,
they don't see.
Greg, Greg, your mic is gone, brother. We only hearing about every third word.
Hmm, I turned up too high or something. Is that better?
No. It's like you're
No,
cutting in and out on your signal.
it's probably my voice microphone very well. Okay, what I was saying, I'll slow down. Veterans come home from war, lottery. You relationship co-workers, corrections, or police head with your military and purpose, right? You come home, it doesn't even have to be war. You just get purpose. You know, become valuable in another spot. Fort Hood, I worked I took care of 600 people's stuff all day. That I had the answers to all the questions. I'm doing good to get $11 job. People's cars in the parking lot. Did you hear all of that?
Not at all. But I know where you were going. Coming home, being away from the family after all that time and all this stuff, and then you got your coworkers. It's not the same. You don't have the same work ethic as they do. Or actually, most of the time, we have veterans actually have a lot better work ethics than
Mm-hmm.
most civilians, and our communication skills is just of that. Um, I know when I was working, there was probably times I should have said no, but I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just to the job. That's my thing. Uh, and that was my downfall too, because stuff I wasn't supposed to be lifting and doing at the time, I was still doing it because they were asking me to do it, and it just wears out your body. Um, but yeah, I mean, their psyche's not the same as it was when they come home. A lot of separation anxiety, a lot of Stockholm syndrome, and stuff like that going on back there. Not Stockholm syndrome. I'm sorry, survivor's guilt. A lot of survivor's guilt, PTSD coming up, and I don't know if it was just not recorded in the Vietnam era for veterans. They may, I know they all self medicated back in the 70s. A lot of them did. That's where a lot of the homelessness came in. That's where a lot of the issues were with drug addiction. You know, the LSD, the cocaine, everything was open market back then, pretty much.
Mhm.
I mean, the whole party scene, hippies, everything like that. So when they were coming home, weed and everything was fine, drinking. A lot of them became alcoholics. They're still alcoholics and stuff they've done. And I'm kind of seeing the same thing here. I see a lot of guys that um, had a buddy. Not gonna put his name out there, but he actually drank himself to death. And then I had another one that he was in the military with me, and he just succumbed to his addictions, and he liked he liked the party. That was just the
There was
downfall.
there was in,
Whoa,
in-
whoa,
sorry
what's up?
me that I've witnessed during Iraq and Afghanistan here when people were coming home, and you had guard troops, some of whom country for and they brought supposed to keep them at that major base for 30 days, 90 days to go through, make sure they were okay, and come home after 27 months, base for 2 days, and put them on an airplane, and then we'd be getting the reports back. 50% of them are in jail and had domestic violence as soon as, and even if you times in history, I mean, let's go way back there times when men went off at the end of their time in war, to go off with each other as 10 days during that talk about whatever was going on, groom their hair back norms. They would eat good food and drinking the drink of 10 whole days before. Well, that was at a time, but most wars only lasted a few weeks if you were lucky, right? Get over it before they went home. A lot of people in, in today's the 30 or the 60 days, that didn't size them out for going back out into the home life, and especially it was the same thing in World War Korea. It was the same thing in Vietnam. Vets who went straight out of high school, they basically know no other. If 17, they went off to boot camp, and 6 months later, asked Krakistan somewhere, coming home on leave for 2 or 3 years, don't know any other life. So how can they to this quote normal to you? Not on my iPad. I'm on my computer.
Oh, you might want to try the iPad because this is horrible.
Let me.
Your iPad, we could actually hear you. This one, we can't.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a lot better.
Okay, I refresh. I'm sorry about that.
Now we're not. Now we're still not hearing you real well, but I don't know. I might just need to refresh mine. Nope,
Anyway,
not letting me.
I'm hoping the system, but yeah, people that went in younger and went straight like me. I come out of the Cold War. I was a Cold War soldier before all, but these young kids that went straight to the war, basically, they don't. This they in that war. Does that make sense?
Yeah, what little bit of part I heard about it? No,
Yeah.
no, because you heard like 3 words of everything you just said, Greg.
No.
She said the stream is breaking up. I can't hear much of what Greg is saying.
We got. I got good internet where.
Yeah, okay. So I'm saying you might have
Hold
to
on. Let me
reset. I don't.
give me a second.
Took me a second from my audio and my video too. Are you on your laptop?
I got home. Do what?
Are you on a laptop?
Yeah.
Best thing ever. Just like they're like $10 at the dollar store. I'll buy you a pair. Actually, I'll buy you a nice pair. But anyways, but you can't really. I mean, I don't know who the hell that is. Can't really tell the younger vets back then than what they are now that they left right out of home in high school. I mean, you got to look at the draft. These kids, most of the kids in Vietnam, 16, 17 years old because they lied to go, or most of them in Vietnam, okay, 16, 17, but a lot of them in, hey, who is that? I don't know how you are. It's going great. Thanks. Don't interrupt. I don't know what the hell I was at. But yeah, in Vietnam, them guys, they went straight out of high school for the draft. They were in college, they had to stop and go, within certain exemptions. I mean, so I know a lot of them, they got to finish their degrees, and then some of them went, you know, uh, whatever. Who is Raja? How you doing? I don't know who you are. This is Raja. Apparently, he joined us. How y'all doing? But anyways, Greg, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
You online? Yeah, there you go. I hear you now. From Call of Duty. Oh man, what's up? See, that's networking right there, dude. That's networking. Yeah, man, we played Call of Duty with him the other night. Raj, I'm just gonna let you know that they did get hacked. Activision did. Their HR guy apparently released a bunch of new Call of Duty stuff. I don't know exactly where to find it. It was just on my stream earlier. I've got to find it, and once I do, I'll hit you up on Call of Duty with the website. It's all about all the new updates coming and the release of the next Call of Duty, which will be named Jupiter. So I don't know if it's going to be Operation Jupiter or Jupiter the planet, but from what I'm seeing, it looks more like an operation type of thing, like stateside stuff. I don't see a lot of spacey stuff, but I haven't really seen a trailer that they have released. All right, you on, Greg?
I'm still on.
Okay, I can still hear you. So I mean, barely. It's 8:20. It's good. We got a few more minutes anyway. But my thing is veteran suicide. It's up. It went from let's see here, even the Hispanic community, it went up. Non-Hispanic from 20.2 to 31.4, and that's just non-Hispanic. It doesn't say African American. I hate that. It doesn't say Black American. Okay, it doesn't say Hispanic. It doesn't say anything. It just says, oh, it does say Hispanic. 18.6 to 31.4. Jesus, that is ridiculously crazy right now. Everybody knew new mental health hotline number is 988. they did that just like an emergency. Mental health has came so far in the last 20 years. Um, I don't know when it'll be released, brother. I just know that they got it hacked today. Sorry about that. It came so far in the last 20 years. Um, just going around uh PTSD and veterans coming back and everything. And I know I say this, my dad was my dad was a Vietnam veteran that had 3 purple stars and I want to say 2 tours or 3 tours. I know I had to pull up my college paper I did on him. But Mel, he was talking to me, he's talking about Call of Duty. I can't multitask like that. Well, stop. But anyways, it's went up so far to now. Dad was a Vietnam vet, and I remember him getting treated for PTSD when I was growing up, and he was 100% PTSD from what he saw and done in Vietnam. Uh, I know Dad has his combat infantry badge, so he was, you know, an 11 bang bang when he started, and when he got out, he was, I think it was intelligence specialist or something like that. And most of his DD 214 is just like this long. All you can see is his name, his rank when he got out, is social and honorable. That's it. Everything. Back then, everything was still classified, So coming out intel, but they didn't have the black marks like they do now. It just says honorable, dishonorable, or bad conduct. Um, but yeah, it was ridiculous. He went through a lot of treatment, and these guys coming back, we were lucky enough that when you come back, they could tell your PTSD signs and everything else, and was get you tested. Back then, they didn't know. They just shell shock. War syndrome, Gulf War syndrome, but that's still PTSD, but they were exposed to all different kinds of stuff too. But with the PTSD and everything on the increase, the suicide rates on the increase, and is I don't know if it has to do with the society has gotten softer as you know time goes by. Um, kids back then, hell, they used to shoot each other with BB guns. Hell, now you got to be 18 to buy one. Dude, 4 years old, you got a Red Rider. By 6 years old, you better killed your first deer. You're gonna be hungry that winter. Of course, my dad grew up poor. There was 9 of them, and they lived on like a couple acres, and they grew their own everything and hogs and everything else. So there was 9 kids, and you know, pretty rough back then.
Part of the issue is our society. uh, What an adult. Did, did you catch that?
No, I did not catch it at all.
Society, what an adult is. You know,
Oh yeah, I mean, hell, they can't even
is,
tell what a
is it 21?
what a man in a Walmart are anymore, much less what a damn adult and a child is.
Yeah.
You know, look at the gun back back in the you know 1800s. Hell, even all the way up into the 40s and 50s. These guys would have guns in their cars going to school. This was a
Mhm.
normal thing for them during deer season. Them guys had guns, but back then there wasn't all these tags and all that. It was just hunting season. You had a hunting permit. That was it. That's all you bought. But
You
it's not like
you didn't
now where it's all
even
managed, all this stuff.
you didn't buy dynamite until the mid 19.
Oh yeah, Hell, you could buy natural fertilizer, uh, and everything to build a damn bomb up to the 90s. Look look at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State building. What was his name? McVeigh? Something like that.
Hmm.
I mean, he blew up the that that damn Oklahoma State,
FBI
Oklahoma
building.
City FBI. Yeah, and he did it with ammonium nitrate and some nitro.
And
It
diesel
was his
fuel.
fertilizer. Yeah, diesel fuel and fertilizer basically, and boom, big bomb. And so it was just one of those things, you know. But I do have a question about a bomb. You know, a couple months back, Tennessee had a bomb in downtown right before the election, and nobody ever heard anything about it. Remember that? Nobody ever said anything about it except it was on the speaker saying, "Stay away, this is a bomb," and then it blew up.
Some very important servers for.
That's what I remember. I just remember servers for a computer for all that kind of stuff. But you know,
Hmm.
I just remember that when you said bomb. But anyways, no, I just had to touch about veteran suicide this week. You know, it's been on my mind. Because I was thinking about, tattoos and stuff like that. And I see these guys with the girls with the semicolon and all that. It's just one of those things that, yeah, uh, it's rough out there. Trust me. This is the reason I'm doing this, uh, for mental health, the vent. Hell, I'm retired. I ain't got nothing else to do. Might as well spend my free time trying to educate other people. Or if you could take anything out of this, the 988, crisis line, or you can call the VA and go right to the crisis line. Mel says she can't hear you. You can turn your chat on the other side, Greg. But it's one of those things that you have to take. That we talked about this last week. You have to take charge of your own health. And a lot of people are like, man, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm getting older. The longer you wait, the worse it gets, and the harder it is to control an outburst, nightmares, sweats, noises, a lot of other things, you know. And you just have to watch. You have to go get help yourself. You have to know the signs, and people say you're assholes, and you go off on a whim, and you blow a gasket. Yeah, I blow gaskets before too, but you got to do what you got to do and make sure everything's right, and go talk to somebody, a professional, and tell them what's going on, and maybe they can get you the help you need. At least put you on a damn chill pill. Hell, I'm on so many damn medications now. I'm surprised my damn brain ain't, bro. I'm surprised I got a hell. As much as we drink in the military, I'm surprised I got a liver. I remember that some bitch punching me in the face while I was laying there one morning. He was outside punching me in my head, beating the hell out of me, boy. My damn liver like to have killed me. By that time, we done had a. Man, we finished that. Oh. So Greg said many people bring trauma with them when they enter the military, and then add trauma of war with all the other things that happen to the military members. Yes, they do, but not even. You know, uh, I see a lot of sheltered people, a lot of sheltered kids that join the military to be like Call of Duty. Mm-mm. Wrong freaking answer. Wrong line of work, by the way. Go to college, get your criminal justice, go to work for the FBI, and then go to work for one of their SWAT teams. Or if you want to be a welder, go to work at nuclear welding. Hardest, hardest thing ever to get in. You have to pass the FBI security check, the background check, the welding test, Basically, you have to tell the FBI what you've done your whole life, all the way down to when you groomed yourself for the first time. So I don't even, it's crazy. They do some background checks like that, but I can understand if you know, you are working with nuclear material and stuff. Right. So, but anyways, that's not technically true, Greg. Yes, I mean it is relatable. It does have a lot to do with it. If they do have trauma before, that can lead up to it. But I mean, and it all depends on to me, the climate they were at before the military. Because somebody that came from Chicago that was raised in the hood that joined the military. We all got them guys. Hell, I had one in my unit from Brooklyn, you know, and he was let's say he was Dominican. I think Figueroa was Dominican. Anyways, and I mean, stuff didn't bug him. He's seen stuff, whereas kids from the suburbs of, Florida, m- grandma's beach house camping place that they go every winter, and then he goes up to his private school and he decides he was going to be join the military, so it looks good on his resume when he goes to be freaking president or whatever the hell he wants to do. You know, uh, it's just not there. You know, they're 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 not scarred, but they haven't been in the world a long time. So they haven't had the scarring, and the brain doesn't fully function. I mean, actually, fully developed to what is it, 21, 25, something like that for your frontal lobes and your whole uh whatever decision making stuff. And that's why they want the 18 to 20-year-old kids because it's not fully developed. It's your frontal cortex is not developed or something like that. And it has to do a lot of that so they can program them, because when you go to program them, most people like at BRM, basic rifle marksmanship, they tell you to shoot a silhouette, not a person, a silhouette. And the reason that is because when you get to combat and you get to that point where you go in to see this stuff, you got to think of it as a silhouette. You can't think of it as a human being, because the older guys will think, it has to do with the training and the psychology in it about, oh man, what if he's got kids? Or they'll hesitate, or something like that, and they can't hesitate because they might get themselves killed, get the team killed, anything. So they just can't do that. They gotta be right there on it. And first time they see blood or something like that, they'll lose their shit. Those kids ain't set up for this shit. But, and I think even though they stuck it out longer, I think, you know, life gets to the point. Some of them guys I've seen, hell, there was one guy that had like 7 deployments or 8 deployments, and he was only in like 10 years. I was like, Jesus Christ, 10 years of your life overseas. You might as well just move there and get a residency card and just, hell, we're paying taxes here, pay taxes to them, whatever. But you're gonna be there. You might as well live there and get the tax break. Tell them you're a contractor for the military. They'll pay you more. I actually agree with that, Raj. He says I'm gonna post that one if that's okay. That's really good. I agree. Parents can't be parents no more. Social media is the new parent. I absolutely agree with that. Actually, we were just talking about that. I think me and Josh and you were playing together. We were just talking about that in spring break. We're playing Call of Duty, and we get on and we play every night at 8:30. We used to get on and we play till 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. But between 6 and 11, that's all your kids. You know, these kids they're in the game 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 hours a day. And it's a babysitter, just like social media. And then you got these girls going around dancing and all this shit, stupid TikToking and stuff. Now, do I watch the reels? I watch Facebook reels. I watch YouTube reels. There's some people out there that are just absolutely hilarious, you know. And I like to watch the comedy reels and the reels about Russia and Ukraine and how Russia's getting our ass whooped right now. And if y'all didn't know, the revolt in Russia has started. So Putin had a attempt on his life last week, I believe it was his second attempt. Car tried to run his motorcade off the road while he was traveling and kill him, and apparently his vehicle took a lot of damage. That's all they said. But I know that his end is short. But I knew that, and he has a dog in his lap. That's why I closed my office door because I can't keep Zoe out of here. But anyways, guys, hey Raj, I appreciate you tuning in. Yes, you never knew what, brother. Um, but it is 8:37. It is almost game time for me. Raj offers and get on if you want to jump on. Greg, you tell Levi to jump on. We're gonna play a couple games. It's great. Is Levi working tonight? No. All right. Tell him jump on. I'll holler at y'all later. Putin had an attempt on us. Yeah, he did. Actually, I don't subscribe to ABC, Fox, anything like that. I actually go to the overseas, like the British networks and some of the overseas networks. So if you go to the overseas networks, it'll actually tell you what the hell is really going on in the world. Uh, it shows you videos of the Ukrainian soldiers, just equipment after equipment after military equipment that's United States, German, everything, and they are tearing Russia's ass up. They destroyed the bridge between Russia and Ukraine. They can't get no supplies, and she said he'll be on. That's my beautiful wife. I love her so much. But yeah, so they basically stopped all the stuff, and now that they're taking over the Crimea island, I can't say that word, Crimea island, whatever it is, close enough. Uh, they're actually evacuating 800,000 Russian people right now. So to get off the island because Ukraine is fisting to take it back. They are just 100% balls to the wall kicking ass. Of course, now it comes out that said, which is really weird because I really wanted to know your thought on this, Greg, and I can't hear you well enough to see this. But really, the thought I had is it says that Ukraine actually could have possibly bombed the pipeline in Russia. So when they did that, they basically started the shit. We funded a war that they started because they were getting their ass whooped, and we had to help them. But they started the shit. I'm not understanding this. I mean, that's just the way I see it. I don't know the legitimacy of the claim, but let's just. But I do know Israel and Iran are not happy right now. Israel shooting, taking out Iran. Oh, okay. Well, our government says a lot of stuff, so it could have been anything. But hell, it could have been a cow farting, and AOC would have been there, been like, "It was a bomb! Oh my god!" And that shit happens. She's so damn dumb. But, anyways, yeah, it's crazy over there right now. I know that Russia just shot down one of our stuff, some something they had to drop in the water, some satellite or something, and they're talking shit to us, and uh, everything's Trump's fault. Everything's Russia's fault. we're in debt because they went to war, blah 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 blah. Yeah, MQ-9 Reaper. That's exactly what it was. It was an unmanned aerial vehicle. It is a drone, which is really cool because I know somebody's son that flies drones for the Air Force, and yeah, I'm not gonna say no names, but I know he doesn't fly 'em. I know he's way up there. Pretty cool stuff. I got to see him. They flew over it and dumped fuel on it, trying to smother the engine. Ah, okay, I see what you're doing. Yeah, I can see them actually shoot it with because I don't even know how the hell they saw it because they're getting their ass whooped so bad. But that's on them. They have no military males. Guys in Ukraine, they actually sent a whole brigade or a battalion of Russian troops to Ukraine, and they walked. They got into Ukraine. They walked straight up to them. They raised the arms. They said, "We surrender. We want to fight for you guys." They turned around. They put on Ukrainian outfits and turned around fighting for Ukraine. I was like, "Wow, commanders and all." They. It's just to the point now that I mean, he's sending them out there to literally die for nothing. Trump said it. It was a massive waste. It is a massive waste of power, waste of people, waste of life because he just wants to get whatever the hell big baby. Israel's throwing missiles at Iran right now, trying to keep them from resupplying Russia, which is one of their main allies, and North Koreans being stupid. So 3 weeks of basic training and sent to the front. Get basic training. Basically, it's just they're getting uniforms and going. You know, so we'll see how that pans out. I know this has been going on for a while. I know that they said that Russia does not have the military to actually occupy. Well, tankers get. It don't take long to drive a tank. It's a damn tank. It has a steering wheel and a porthole. I, ju- my first mission. You guys aren't. I wish Sergeant Armstead was on here. I drove that damn mission 113 pivots, everything without nods. My first mission. Why? Because I was young, dumb, and I didn't know how to focus. Did it without nods, no wrecks, no problems. Beautiful, beautiful mission. Went with flawless, except the Humvee that fell in the canal and was doing this, and we had to call an 88 to get it out. But besides that, it was a great mission. Luckily, I we didn't have to stay there. They put like a little guard over there, and then we left. But that was '03, so little different situation. Plus, we were looking at a HVT, high value target. We actually went after the one. I don't remember. I know it was one of the big ones. Do you think this war would be going on if Trump was still president? I don't think so. I really don't. After kind of Trump did that thing with his Moab over there, and I said, they were like in the service date, blah 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 blah. I was like, you're not gonna drop that big a bomb for just a show of force. You had to know something was in there. And then it came out later, oh, they did it for all the tunnels and killed all the ISIS heads. And after that, Putin was like, "No, this mug gonna blow us up. We don't want none." And I understand, you know. And Kim, I mean, look at him, what he did with Kim Jong Un and South Korea and North Korea. The first person to get them all to walk through the DMZ. Really? All he wanted to do is be heard a piece of, hey man, this is what's going on. I just want a piece of the pie. Why not? If you have resources that you can export, want a little bit of something. We don't agree with communist country, and he's a crazy son of a bitch, and his sister's. I mean, all he wanted to do was be heard, and Trump would listen to him. Hammond, he's fixing to have to do something. His people are starving to death. His military, I don't know, they can't afford to feed the military, but all his money is going into nuclear power. They are building 3 luxury resorts, probably, and they're going to call them Trump Towers, probably. So and whatever, whatever, you know, 3 luxury towers. What? 3 nuclear silos? I mean, that's what they are. But no, I don't think this war would have been going on. I think everything would have been handled totally different with the whole Afghan deal. He had a plan to pull everybody out. He was going to go outskirts all the way in, pulling all the equipment back at once, uh, back this way, and then he would have eventually withdrew everything while we took the equipment and not handed it to the damn Taliban. And we sure as hell wasn't dry either. But we'll just say LBJ in Vietnam did the same thing. But wasn't he a Democrat as well? I believe he was. Yes, he was. Mhm. You don't think? Yeah, because Kennedy was a Democrat and he took over after Kennedy got shot. I didn't say he was assassinated, which he was, but I'm saying he got shot. Don't believe it's by a 6.5 Carcano. If you don't believe me, right next to me is a big gun safe. Right back over there is all my ammo in those 2 little boxes over there and that whole goddamn closet. But yeah, I don't know nothing about guns. That 6.5 Italian Carcano is the worst service weapon ever built in the history of man. Isn't that amazing? Johnson was a majority stockholder in Brown and Root, the major contract in Vietnam. Does that not sound familiar? I think it was the same thing. The vice president of the United States was the CEO, which when a CEO, you have stock options. Yeah, dickhead. I mean, Dick Cheney. Yeah, that one. Yeah, he was also on a no bid contract with the United States Army. They didn't offer it to anybody else. Said, "Hey, we could do it for 5 billion. Hey, we could do it for 20 billion. Hey, we could do it for 60 billion." It was just, "Hey, Halliburton, you got the contract. Guess who Brown and Root is? Halliburton." Yes, sir. Exactly. But they don't have stock options or nothing. Hell, if I was making 60 million a year, I'd invest stock in my own damn company. That'd just be me. Wouldn't you think so, Greg? Yep. I mean, that's the only way it's going to get bigger and better. Yeah, none of them have inside info. None. No. No. But they make most of their money in big pharma. Why? Because of um, the stock options and the lobbyists. The lobbyists pay them to get medications pushed through that the FDA says blah 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 blah. Okay, it's approved by the FDA, so they try to get it pushed through. It's approved by the FDA. Let's say it that way. Um, and yeah, so no, no, they push it through because they give them some money, and guess what? They take that money, they invest it into the company in the stock market. Once the product releases, the money is, you know, oops, their stock went up. Guess who got richer? The richer. But the government's not corrupt. No, no. I think the government needs to be taken back by the people. This is a government for the people, by the people. And right now, all I see is a government greedy for themselves. They don't give a shit about none of us. We are just a paycheck to them. $23 pint of ice cream. Well, I mean, eggs are only $65 a carton, Greg. So $23 pint of ice cream, that's about the same amount of milk, sugar, cream, everything else, you know. 40% inflation, bro. 40%. We are looking at a 40%. Highest inflation rate ever. All the economists are coming on TV, on the channels, everything saying that, putting it out there. Even MSN had it that Biden is the worst president in the United States, the history of the United States. Nixon got impeached. And he was not or whatever. He got out of office, whatever. Still better than what we have now. But if you look at the 60s, they keep saying GDP, GDP, GDP. Look at the 60s. 1960s, the GDP was a ridiculous, like 96% gross domestic product. So that means everything you buy in the United States is gross domestic product. Food, corn, clothes, wheat, wool, cotton, everything that America produces is GDP. We are at 3 point something percent. In the 1960s, it was at 94%. We were not importing food. We were not importing energy oil. We didn't have to. We still don't have to. But I'm going to get off my soapbox because I try not to talk politics on this. But damn it, it's mad. It makes me mad. Really does. Because, we got food, people hungry. We've had people hungry for hundreds of years. But why in the hell in the world do we have people out there walking around in $3,000 fucking shoes, but if somebody can't get a damn burger? No answers. Nobody. No, none. Okay, that's because people are greedy, and society has forgotten where it came from. You know, Back in the day where I grew up, family was family, man. Didn't matter who you were family. Hey, man, you hungry? Yeah, man, just hungry. Hey, come on in here. I'll get you a hot meal. You go get them a hot meal. Come in. Mama have a hot meal cooking. Go wash your face and hands. Get you some food. You help people out. That's what it was about. Being a damn decent human being. And we ain't got that shit no more. You know, I'm just from the country. We a different way of life out there. You know, it's just the way it was. We had to depend on each other, and that was it. But you know, my mom could tell you we remember taking turns eating and shit. So, yeah, with a full time job, you can barely feed yourself. That's right. I mean, there was a breakdown the other day of a bank teller working, and she was a single mother, paying daycare, all this other stuff. Her monthly income or weekly income was like negative 300 a week, and that was with child support. And now they trying to tax them even more, and that's why they were over there. Why when poor people get rich, do they shit on the poor? I I'm not gonna say that. Because I like to look at Shaquille O'Neal. He's rich. He buys all kinds of ridiculous shit. But that man gives back a lot. A lot. I saw a thing today. Every time Dennis Rodman would go into like a different town or whatever, a hotel, he stayed in a town or whatever. he would buy out the Toys R Us. Buy out the Toys R Us and give it to kids. Give it to needy kids, orphanages, whatever. Never publicized it. Nothing. Just did good things for kids. And he's a millionaire, whatever, but giving kids stuff that they didn't have, and I understand that, but some stuff nowadays doesn't need to be given to them. Phones, video games, stuff they're going to spend 8, 9, 10 hours doing. But
Thank you.
you're welcome. Tell you what, if I said hi. Yeah, he
BA.
did. What was his name? Adim Control. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
He did. He sold all his championship rings and everything. He said, "I don't need a bunch of damn rings and nothing," and he gave it all to uh, underprivileged kids' education. So not every poor person is shitting on the that gets rich shit on the rich, on the poor. But that's just like police officers. I see these things, these videos of da 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 da. Not every police officer is bad. You got bad, but that's like saying, oh, okay, well, everybody that drives a bulldozer that's don't got a purple shirt on is horrible. Well, how the hell would I have a purple shirt on? First off, but yeah, same thing. Mel, can you get the dogs to be quiet, please? Because my denoise is not working. Thank you. Anyways, it is almost 9 o'clock. It's been about an hour, guys. Paul didn't get on. He said he would catch it afterwards. Get on the YouTube channel, subscribe, like, follow. I have an announcement going up next week. We will be doing a giveaway for subscribers. We're probably going to do 500 subscribers for a $100 bill. So that's 1 in 500 chance to like, subscribe, follow. If you're already in there, you already entered. So let's get it to 500 and let's bless somebody's day. Hopefully, it's a good veteran and that needs it, or somebody that needs it out there, because we're gonna do this. And after that one, we'll see where we're at, readjust fire, and we're gonna shoot for April. What is this? The 15th. Oh hell, let's just do it on the first. Let's shoot April 1st. 500 followers, $100 bill. Sound good? I think I'm gonna do that on YouTube. I'll post it out as a short. We'll get it up there. I appreciate everybody tuning in to Vest Talk Shop. This is Troll Greg. It's been all whoa, Brian Pagel. Hey, I haven't seen this guy in a while. Hey, buddy. He's got I worked with this guy in the jail. He's not a veteran. He is a 2A guy. He's absolutely amazing brother. Love the guy to death. He has a beautiful family. Amazing. His kids are absolutely adorable. And all these years I'm still ugly. Yeah, I'm still ugly. I'm still gonna be ugly. I'm happy. I'm married. I'm fat. I got food. I'm good. And I got a hell of a lot more guns too. Hit me up. We'll go play. But anyways, guys, well now I feel bad. All right, guys, Brian, hit me up on instant messenger or whatever. Our time is up. It is 9 p.m. You guys have a good night. Be safe. See y'all next week, Monday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And check out the YouTube for that listing. Y'all have a